Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel for hopefully one of many airsoft videos. This one we're doing an unboxing of the VMP-1 series, and honestly, I hope this video does well. I hope the rest of it all kicks off, because I do have an L7A2 GPMG on order for airsoft, so I'm going to hope to do a lot of stuff behind it, series, stripping it, and seeing how it functions. I fucking love the Jimpy, so it's a dream come true. So with that, let's get into this here and unbox it and have a look at it. So the box reminds me of something you would get out of a flea market design airsoft gun, to be truthful with you, especially over here in our lovely little country of Northern Ireland. It does have some nice decals on it, typical logo, wee stencil of the outline of the gun. But other than that there, it reminds me of something I would get out of a marketplace or most standard airsoft guns. At least it's not a black box or a brown box or coming in polystyrene. It is a pretty, at least it's got some sort of fanciness to it. But yeah, that's what it does remind me of. So, with that there, let's get inside the box. So, first thing you get is usual, your laminated manual. That is not a full, complete manual. It's got a wee QR code that you've got to scan. Get your patch. Now, it's nice to see stuff like this here in regards to companies doing that. They're especially modified. They're very good at doing that there, so it is nice to see that. It does come with spare parts. It's got a spare nozzle, O-rings, and other wee things, as well as a wee key to essentially adjust your hop up, makes your life 10 times easier. As I'm guessing with that there, that means this is going to be similar to the WE system, meaning that the hop up's going to be a fucking nightmare without it. So, comes with a suppressor. And something very shocking. This comes with two 45-round magazines. Yeah, two of them. A rarity. Like most airsoft guns, you're lucky to get one. But yeah, this comes with two, which is quite nice. Which is hard to believe, actually. Usually they only ever give you one. Especially on gas blowbacks. Some of the magazines are so fucking expensive. And a piece of resistance, the VMP. Throw this box to the back. So the VMP is quite nice, actually. It seems to be mostly polymer with some metal architecture around it. So things like the screws, the bolts, the trigger housing mechanism, the actual bolt itself, the bolt carrier. So a real bolt, if you get what I mean. But most of it all seems to be made of metal. The muzzle seems to be made of metal, where the main body is polymer, same with the grip and trigger, which isn't bad. It's pretty standard now for most real-life firearms and airsoft guns. One thing I do like as well is on the iron sights, it's just not painted on. It is like you can actually see the wee glass parts in it to make it a lot more clear to see, which is quite a nice wee touch, because usually they're just like wee painted dots, which is pretty meh. So that is a nice wee thing to see. So FPS wise, I've yet to properly test it. However, out of the box, it's meant to be shooting at 0.99 joules, around 320 to 320 FPS on 0.2s. So please do remember to check your local airsoft laws if this gun is legal, or if any of the guns that you do order for airsoft are legal. Some countries do have lower FPS limits, and some countries do have airsoft bans, such as Australia, which has Gelsoft. So yeah, so please do remember to get all your guns chrono tested, and if you have any requests, please do remember to get them made to whoever you purchase from, as you don't want to be in breach of any of your country's laws. It never ends well. It never does. Anyways, with that there, let's talk a bit more about it. So the stock seems to be quite unique, as in it's agile. It moves left to right a wee bit. So it means when you're clearing the corners, instead of having to go like that, you can simply just twist your wrists to see around a lot easier, which is quite nice. It's quite a nice wee feature. It's a lot more ergonomics, actually, which is quite nice to see. I did think I found a safety, however, it wasn't. It was the fire selector. It's just a wee slider. You slide it across on here. I have 3 dots for a mag and 1 for semi-automatic, which is pretty interesting, to be honest with you. Which means the safety essentially is the 2-stage trigger, which is interesting. So the actual firing mechanism in this here for the airsoft gun is pretty interesting. So this here part stays locked in position. However, this part in here does move. So that means in here's your hop up. To get your hop up, you do need to pull this back, put the key in, and the pop ups like a W is just in here. So that does mean this here doesn't move when you fire. This potentially does move, it just only be back a bit. So it's a weird mix of an open bolt system because this part doesn't recoil back. So it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting how it works. Out there. But yeah, overall, that is pretty interesting. It's got plenty of real space. Your typical 20mm Picatinny on the sides, lower and here. Maybe put a flashlight or something under there. But truthfully speaking, if it's a CQB weapon and you're using it for that, you're not really going to need optics or something like that. You might use a flashlight for nighttime or something like that. But that's about it. Now, will this replace my PP2000? I don't know yet. My PP2K hops 4.0 BBs at up to 40 meters, 45 meters, and it's solid at doing it. So I highly doubt I'll probably replace my PP2K with this. However, I could be very wrong. This thing might shock me. This thing's fiery. It's meant to be insane. It's meant to be about 22 BBs a second, which is fucking phenomenal. So to me, this may end up becoming my best friend as a support gunner when I get my Jimpy or when I get my M249 out. So this might be handy for clearing quickly into a building or someone comes a bit too close for comfort. Or my PP2000 is more quite precise fire on semi-automatic. It does have auto, but it's far more accurate and far more precise than semi. That's why I like it, as well as far more mechanical and noise. But yeah, let's stick a suppressor on it. Pretty simple. Just go. Essentially, just pop it on, twist it. So because the suppressor does have foam up the center, I might actually work in regards to muffling it. I don't know how well I'll muffle it yet, but it should, in theory, work. So magazine, same again, up and in. That is her, fully complete. Now, it does feel a bit more front heavy, as you can see with the weight leaning. It is not in equilibrium, so I wouldn't recommend running the bar like Rambo with one hand. That you will get very sore wrists very quickly, because it is quite front heavy. I do think it'll have a playstyle very similar to a machine pistol or submachine gun. Excellent to have on the hip or slung when you're being a marksman or a sniper or support gunner. Other than that, yeah, I don't really see people running around akimbo or being really stupid with these, like you see in games. All you would just wreck your wrists. You really would. The weight in it is far too front heavy, so it is one where you do need to have it proper control on it. So yeah, with that there, everyone, that is pretty much the VMP1. That is it, really. That's really all there is. So over the next few weeks, I'm hoping to get tested, get chronoed, learn how to strip it. So with that, do keep an eye out for a review video coming up once I do learn how this system ticks. So I'll be stripping it down, taking it apart, getting a good chrono done. I want to get good weather conditions to chrono on. I don't want to be testing it in poor weather, as truthfully speaking, it could knock about 10% off its FPS if it's too cold. So it doesn't give a good representation of its FPS at that point, which could unfortunately mislead someone. I don't want to do that, so I want to make sure conditions are relatively decent. Anyways, with that there, everyone, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and if you haven't already, please do join us in Discord. I'm trying to get more and more active Discord community. Anyways, with that, everyone, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I shall see you for many more videos on Airsoft. Thanks again, everyone.